In the last video, I challenged you to try C and D on your own. Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of set you up with C because this is probably the most challenging one that we have to do. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Let's not forget when we're looking at what's going on here, I've got the equal sign. So there's my line to divide the two sides of the equation. But on this one, we've got our 5 plus x in the numerator, and you need to be really careful with this because I know what you're probably thinking is that, hey, if I've got addition and division, so I should subtract the 5 first. But that's not completely true. The problem here is that we have these unseen parentheses. And if I take a look here, when I look at my rules, it says that grouping symbols include. So grouping symbols include parentheses, brackets, radical algebra. Okay, it's this last one. Your numerator and denominator do include parentheses. So there's these unseen parentheses in any numerator and denominator, which means when we're solving, we should always do that last. So do anything inside the numerator denominator last. So how does that impact our problem here? What that means is I'm going to actually get rid of this 6. So I'm going to multiply the 6 to both sides first, and then I will add the opposite of the 5. So let's take a look at that. So let's go ahead and multiply the 6. So I'm going to do 6 times here and 6 times here. And the 6 will cancel and become 1. So 1 doesn't change anything. I get 5 plus x equals negative 6. Some of you might have noticed if you checked your answer that if for some reason it wasn't working, and this could have been the reason. So we're going to subtract the 5. The opposite of 5 is negative 5. So we'll subtract the 5 here, and those 5s will cancel. That will leave me with x equals negative 11. Let's do our check. So I'm going to take my problem. I get 5 plus negative 11 over 6 equals negative 1. In my numerator, 5 plus negative 11 would be negative 6 over 6 equals negative 1. And you can see negative 6 divided by 6 does leave me with negative 1. So that one checks out. All right, so C was definitely a tricky one. I tried to give you an easier one for D. So hopefully you were able to get D on your own. Examine your two sides. I've got 9x plus 1. So order of operations, add or inverse order of operations. Let's subtract the 1. So any addition or subtraction first. The 1s will cancel and become 0. I'm left with 9x equals. Notice I always put the equals on that line. Negative 81 minus 1 is, or sorry, negative 80 minus 1 is negative 81. Now I can do my division. So divide 9 from both sides. The 9s cancel, becoming 1. And it looks like I get x equals negative 9. When we check it, I take that original problem, 9 times negative 9 plus 1 equals negative 80. So I get negative 81 plus 1. And I think hopefully you can see that's going to be checking out very easily. So just a couple reminders. Don't forget you are allowed to use a calculator here. All right. And go ahead and make sure you always check them so that you can guarantee you have the right answer. All right, we're going to look at some word problems yet. Dun, dun, dun. I want you to go through these steps whenever doing word problems like this. So first thing is you always want to define the variable. Second, ask yourself, what is the final outcome going to be? And the third thing, what is happening to the variable? So if you can answer all those questions, it's actually not too hard to set these up. So let's start by defining our variable. It's usually in the last part of the question, but not always. But this one says how many students were in each bus. So that's what we're going to be finding. So I'm going to define the variable. All right, so I'm going to let X equal the number of students. Next, what is the outcome? So the outcome to me is the 331 students. That's the final outcome. So step 2 and 3, I'm going to set up what my final outcome is. So I've got 331 is my outcome, and that is going to equal whatever's happening to the variable. So let's see, 6 buses were filled, so there were 6 buses, and 7 students traveled in cars. Okay, how many students were in each bus? Okay, so here's what we know. We've got 6 buses full of students. So I've got 6 buses that have a bunch of students in them. But I also have these 7 extra students, so I need to add them in. These are the 7 students not on the bus, okay? So I actually need to change my definition, and sometimes this will happen. The number of students on each bus is really what because I don't care about those 7 students. Sorry, 7 students. All right, it's number of students. Okay, and then the last thing I did forget to put here, so what's happening to the variable? We've got 6 buses plus 7. So I did forget that step 4 is actually going to be to solve. So let's go ahead and solve this. We're going to find our equals. So we're going to subtract the 7 because that's addition or subtraction first. This is going to be a rather large number. So let's see, 324 equals 6x. And divide by 6 here. All right, I'm going to carry down that. And it looks like we've got 54 students on each bus. Now you can do a quick mental check. 6 times 54 with a calculator is 324, and then plus 7 would give us our 331 students. Why don't you try B on your own, and I'm just going to reveal the solution and see if your answer matches. All right, let's see if you've got the same answer I do. So here's the first thing I noticed was how much did each pencil cost? So I let X equal the cost of a pencil. My outcome was the $24 because she had $24 to total to start with. So there's my 24. That equals the 7 times each pencil. After buying them, she still had $10 left over. So here's the cost of the pencil plus the $10 she had left over. This one, the way it's worded, because it says after buying them, you might think that that's minus 10, but that wouldn't really make sense because she didn't have, like, she had enough money. So we subtract the 10 from both sides, 14 equals 2x, and we end up with $2 per pencil. And we can check. 2 times 7 is 14, plus the $10 she had left over, she still has that $24.